Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Zulaikha Abiri here and I'm so glad you're watching this video. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. You probably watched one of my videos or more and thought, I really think this girl has something to offer. Thank you for believing in my craft on my channel. Thank you so much. And if you are a new subscriber or a new watcher, it's so great to have you here as well. Please, if you find these videos interesting, you will don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I hope you do find my videos interesting, educational, edifying, and all that. Thank you so much. So let's get right into the video. So today I'm back with a school style kind of video, and I'm basically going to be sharing my own tips that have helped me in getting scholarships. Now I have been in the UK. I've been a recipient of two scholarships. So one for my undergraduate and the other one for my masters. So I'm just going to be giving you some tips I used and I believe will help any students applying for a scholarship. Now, disclaimer, I don't claim to know everything about scholarships. I'm just basically talking from my own experience, so you might find out more information or anything like that. So this video is just based on my own experience in getting the scholarship. I'll just start by a very brief context. So I did my foundation, which is my A-levels, in the UK at Nottingham Trent International College, Nottingham, United Kingdom. Now that was about 8 months, and so when I did that, I actually finished with a distinction and I was awarded a distinction scholarship. A distinction scholarship basically means you get a scholarship for your undergraduate degree. It's not a full scholarship, but at least it was something which really went a long way. And after my undergraduate, I went ahead to apply for a master's, and I was also awarded a scholarship. And it was really good because that kind of that also encourages you. It encourages even your friends and your family that, okay, this girl, she has something ahead. My parents were like even more willing to support and all that when I received the scholarship. So it's a very good thing to have. It's very good thing to have in your CV. It's good to apply for them. It's good to actually give it a shot because you really have nothing to lose, I believe. So that's my own experience. And those scholarships really, when I apply for jobs and people see, oh, I've got a scholarship, kind of gives me an edge, even plus experience. And also it's really good if your school is offering a scholarship or if you want to apply for a scholarship. I really encourage you to don't be discouraged by all the requirements. Just try and just do your best, and I believe these tips will also help you. My number one tip is that consistent hard work will always pay. So when I was doing my foundation, I remember I didn't start well at all. I was new in my faith, so I read in the Bible that says if you ask God anything, He will do it for you. And so I just prayed that prayer that, God, I really want to finish with a distinction. I know that I didn't start well, but I know that it is possible with you. So I started to work in that line. I worked really hard. God really helped me as well, but I was willing and I put in that work. I want to encourage you that you should make hard work your lifestyle. Give your best in your schoolwork. Give your best in your assessments. Don't look at it and be like, I beg, you feel like it's not going to add anything. You don't know when you will need those good grades. Now, I'm not saying you're great. I'm not the kind of person that says, oh, your grades define you. But I'm saying, why not? Why not get a good grade? Why not do your best? So keep consistently doing your best and giving it your best, and it is going to pay eventually. Okay, don't say, okay, I don't really like the subject, so I'm just going to do anything. Like, give it your best, because you might just be applying for something and then you can say, oh, I did this and I did that and this is what I got. So just that consistent hard work will pay as you would need it. So for example, my distinction scholarship, they said you had to get a distinction, and the distinction was 70%. So you'd have to get a distinction to get that distinction scholarship, and I got 70%. So my point is, if I just said, I beg, what if I had 98, 69 or 68? So it's just a little push. Like, that hard work, you might need it sometime. If I didn't get that 70%, maybe I wouldn't have gotten that scholarship. My point is that consistent hard work will definitely pay at some point. Number 2 tip for me is that you should be willing to put in the work. That is in applying for your scholarship. You need to put in the work. You need to tell yourself that I want this scholarship. At the end of the day, At the end of the day, if you get the scholarship, you're the one that's going to be doing the masters. Don't expect that you ask somebody to give you tips and you expect that person to do every single thing for you. It doesn't work like that. And the way the system is in the UK is that even if you feel someone is going to help you to get the scholarship, to sustain it, to be there and to finish well, you actually need to still be able to put in the work yourself and be willing to do the work. So nobody's going to do it for you even if you get the master. So just start from the application process. I am going to put in my best. I'm going to do the research. Another guy on the other hand asked me for help, and this guy was taking notes. He was on his computer following along, was on his phone actually following along. I knew that this person is serious. So be serious, be willing to put in that hard work. Find out when the deadlines for your school, the schools you're applying are. Don't wait until last minute. Find out what is required of you. If you need to gain any experience or qualification, find out. The person, don't wait for anyone to help you. It depends on how badly you want it. If you really want something, you would go for it and you would do what is required of you. You won't lazy around. So be willing to actually put in the work. When I was applying, I remember there was someone that helped me, go through the documents. She would just give me advice. I would still be the one to write it. She would just tell me, at some point she even told me that I need to do, that I should consider doing a course on writing, because she felt my writing wasn't good enough. So my own point is, you are the one to do the work. At the end of the day, you are getting the scholarship. You are the one getting the degree. So be willing to put in that hard work. And then number 3 is no last minute. Start applying early. Like, you want to start in September. It's not July you start looking for scholarships. Start from the beginning of the year or even the year before. Begin to notice the pattern. Start as early as possible. Begin to notice the pattern. Begin to notice the deadline. Don't wait until last minute. Sometimes you might have to apply and then apply for the scholarship. Find out everything you need to know and start researching early. No last minute. Don't start applying like 2 weeks before, because you might not be able to put in your best. Yeah, there are times maybe you don't find out early, and there are some scholarships that just spring up, but I'm saying do your best to keep abreast of all the information, no pun intended. So just be informed and don't start late. Start early. It's very helpful when you start early. You have this confidence that, okay, I've started early, I have time to do whatever it is I need to do. So start early. And then the fourth tip I like to share is just be open. Now, be open. If you feel like, oh, this is where God wants me to be, or you feel God is leading into a particular, you feel like God is, or maybe you feel like God is leading into a particular university and you're supposed to be there, and that's the only university you're applying to, well, that's up to you. But my own advice is that you should be open. Like, if God is leading you and giving you a clear-cut direction, good, go with it. You know how you and God roll. But our advice to just keep your options open, apply for different universities, apply for different scholarships. It's even a good experience to, make applications, write stuff, and, write personal statements and applications. So keep your options open. Don't be too rigid. Be open to more opportunities. I'm someone that God is helping me. If I say, okay, this is where I'm applying to, I'll apply only to that one. I'm like, except you are clear that this is where you go. Because sometimes I'm more clear that, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be in this particular university, so I apply for different ones, and I trust God that, okay, God, as I'm applying, the one that is meant for me will come through. And even if several come through, you will guide me to the one on the ones to choose. You'll guide me on the ones to choose. So basically, like, just keep your options open. Don't be too rigid. Number 5, I would say, don't submit your application without getting someone to read it and go through for you. Preferably someone with experience of applying and getting a scholarship. Get that person to read it for you and give you useful tips. Like, shout out to Chidima if you ever watch this video. Like, she'll go through my work, she'll write notes, tell me how to improve. If I did rubbish, she'll tell me, you need to do this more. She won't say you did rubbish, but you say you need to do this more, you need to improve. If I did well, she'll tell me, wow, you're really improving, I'm impressed. So you need someone that would read your stuff for you, that you actually match. Because she looked at my application when I did for my when I applied for some scholarship, particularly when I applied for my master's scholarship. She read through it and she gave some useful advice. And when I carried on applying for other stuff, she would go through the documents for me, read through them, and also get somebody with that experience. It will really help you. You need like a second pair of eyes to look at it and see if there are any mistakes. Like me, like my own will be too, because I am a creative writer, so sometimes my writing might not sound academic. So she would tell me, use more academic language. So it's really good to have that pair of professional eyes. And even besides the professional eyes, you can just get someone like a friend to just read it and tell you, like, oh, what did you ask them what you think. But I would say it's better to actually get someone that has experience in that area that can give you advice. But make sure you get someone to read it. Number 6 I would say is that you should, your personal statement, you should know how to write a personal statement. Now I'll put some links of some websites you should be checking even to find a scholarship. There's find a master's, there's find a PhD. Those pages are very good. And then there's a site called Prospect that'll help you. You can find examples of personal statements on there as well. So just research, and your personal statement needs to be, great. It needs to be banging. People, they need to read the first few lines and be like, okay, I want to know who this person is. It needs to be catchy, it needs to be concise, it needs to be well written, it needs to be coherent, it needs to be creative as well, to some sort. Don't just, write it like it's a epilogue or whatever. Like, make sure people can relate. Like, your personal statement really needs to be it, because if you're applying for a scholarship, particularly for your master's, your personal statement really needs to be very, 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 very strong. Yeah, because there are some schools you apply so that you don't need to apply for a scholarship. Your application to the uni kind of is already an application for the scholarship, if that makes sense. So your personal statement really needs to stand out. So yeah, and there's so many resources on how to improve it and how to write one, and examples of personal statements. Number 7 is the God factor. I put this last because I want us to realize that even when God is there, we still need to do our part. You don't just leave everything for God. Bishop really Paul always says something, that any faith that makes God absolutely responsible for the outcome is irresponsible. It's an irresponsible faith. So you do your part and then pray and ask God, God help me, God guide me, God grant me wisdom. But you yourself need to be willing and trust God, that God, what He will do is He will strengthen you, He will favor you, He will guide you, He will cause doors to open for you. You yourself be responsible, be willing to do what you need to do. So those are my 7 top tips, guys. I believe they were helpful to you. If you need any more help, please feel free to send me an email at zulaikha@gmail.com. And if you found this video useful, I'd like to know what exactly you found useful, and please leave it in the comments. If you have any more questions, like I said, you can leave it in the comments, or send me an email. If you like it, to give it a thumbs up, and make sure you share with someone that might find it useful. And of course, I would really love if you subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click that button, and also turn on the notification by clicking on the bell, so when I post the new videos, you'll be the first to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. I pray that God will grant you your heart desires. If you're believing for a master's, PhD, whatever it is you're believing for in terms of scholarships, I pray that God will grant you your heart desires in Jesus' name. I'm also going to be linking some videos I've posted about school. My graduation vlog is there, really cool. There's the one I posted about my master's testimony, how I got the scholarship and all that. And I also shared some useful things I believe international students should know when coming to study in the UK. I'll just link all of those school related videos in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. God bless you. Is the Mikey on the beat? And that is